Hello everybody, I'm Scotty. Welcome back to Scotty's Clock World. I've never seen one of these movements before, so I'm working out how it operates. I'll put the chain back into the time side train, and when I pull on the chain, you can see the escape wheel turning. Pallets running back and forwards. So that looks alright. I haven't been able to get a chain into the strike side yet. It's a bit tricky, but if I put my finger on the bottom and then turn the minute hand, you'll see that the strike sequence is happening. That was a half hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it appears that the movement may actually be operating, which we'll see once we take it to pieces. Now, I've noted where the springs are, where they're tied off. I've noted there where the bird was. It's pretty dirty movement, so that pivot there's a little bit loose. So I reckon we're ready to take it to pieces now. I'll start off by pulling the chain through, taking that out of the movement. It's on the time side. Put that back in its tub. Right, now we'll start taking the movement apart. Take out this split pin first, round the other way. As usual, they're always pushed in too tight. And they haven't been fixed off, they've just roughly cut the ends off it. It is tight. I'll change pliers. Get a pair with serrated grip on them, because that's going to be replaced anyway. We don't want a crappy looking tapered pin like that in our movement. A couple of washers here. Take them off. Then we can remove the cannon pipe, which is there, and the minute wheel. And the motion works there. They could all do with a bit of a clean, that's for sure. Put them aside, they'll be going through the ultrasonic before long, once we get this movement stripped out. That idle wheel there will come out. There we go. We'll take off the washer below it. Go into there. Now we've got, see what else we've got here. How's that on there? Oh, that stays and just comes out. Right, we'll turn the movement over. I can see I'm going to have to make a special box to hold these things in when I'm working on them, because the movements are much smaller than what I'm used to. Right, we'll loosen off the 4 nuts here. That's seriously tight. Got him loosened. Little 7mm spanner does the job. And the fourth one up here. Right, I'll remove those nuts, put them in our dish. That's one. Still a little bit tight. Oh, it's got him. Unwind that. Naturally it drops into the movement. Bring over there. Same again, pick it up and then take the fourth one off. Right, put them aside. Now in normal or more modern cuckoo clock movements, you take bellow levers out, but we can't here because they're in between that plate there and the pivot goes in there, so they will lift out when we lift the plate up, which we're going to do now very carefully and see what eventuates. Work our way slowly round. And the fourth one, it's a bit tight. And see what we've got in the way of that side's lifting. They're coming out. Should come up a little bit higher, I think. Take that count lever out of the way. That's right, he's dropped him down under. Now very, very carefully lift things up. Right. Put that down there and we'll have a look and see where these wheels came from. Take the pallets out, being very, very careful with them. Mind you, they could do with a pretty good clean, that's for sure. Move them up to the side, get the hammer out of the road. Not being very cooperative there. I'll push it in a little bit further and we'll bring it out on the piece of wire. There we go. There's the pallets. Right. Put that aside. And look at the wheels we've got in here. Warning wheel. That one there with the pin on it. The escape wheel. The first wheel. That's a great wheel, it has a chain on it. That's the time side. The strike side. That's the wheel that has the chain on it. There's our levers. The cuckoo lift levers. That one and that one there. That's the hammer. That's the front plate, that's the back plate. So it means that this wheel here goes up underneath and in there. I'll lift those two up. And I would say it looks as though it goes that way if I can find the pivot for it. Because that little arm there should fall into that hole there. That's the gathering pallet, and I would say that that lever there sits below it, not on top of it. So we'll have another go and put that in. Yeah, that's where it goes. All right. Well, we've got that sorted, I think. We'll take the parts out. We'll put them through the ultrasonic cleaner. Get them all nicely cleaned up. Little bits of rust on some of these, we'll remove that before they go in. A few bits of rust on there before we put them back in. Escape wheel comes out. The gathering pallet. Gee, the pinion on that's pretty dirty. We'll be getting into that with a bit of pegwood, that's for sure. Bit of dirt and a bit of rust on it. Oh, it sure is dirty. Right. Goes out. Take the warning wheel out. Take the fly out. Okay, that's our lift lever. And see what we've got on the other side for that one. That one sits up on top of there. So we have to work out how we're going to get that out, and I don't think it's going to come out sideways. And I wonder if it's a friction fit. I'll put a set of hand pullers on that lever there and see if I can move them a little bit. Alright, that I shall. Right, I'll check this lever here. It's wound out there. It's got a fair bit of rust. We'll have to take that out and clean that. Too much rust on that lift lever there. So it has a wire. Bit hard to see, but it runs around that little post there. Runs round there, through that hole in the plate, then comes up and winds round there. So I'll get a pair of tweezers into that, and then once we've unwound that, now where's our bigger ones now? I think they should do the trick. We'll unwind that. Now we can take the lift lever out. Yep, serious bit of rust on that. Is that? Yeah, that's relatively flat. We'll level that off before we put it back in again. And that bit of rust removal work to happen here. That's our bird perch flapping around in the breeze. That's got rust that needs to come out too. So I'm going to put a set of hand pullers on that and see if I can move that, and then I'll be back. If you want to learn how to service, repair and restore 19th and 20th century mechanical clocks, then subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.